Hi there. Happy Wednesday morning from Antigua. I am happy and relieved to be sitting and doing a reading for you today. Um, and yes, as you can see, I'm in a new space, still working on getting settled, but feeling more so. I'm doing a reading today from the 26th of March, 2023, and the title is Do Not Participate in This False Equivalence. Do not make yourself into a machine. As artificial intelligence, AI, becomes increasingly dependent on and integrated into the machines we use, and as these machines become more profitable and influential in the current economic landscape, human beings are placed alongside machines as merely another type of the same. We are reduced to a few characteristics and placed alongside machines in negation of all the other aspects of being human, and limited to but a few narrowly defined features. I ask myself, why is it so easy to believe that we are simply the sum of our parts? The challenge is that as we develop cognitive faculties, external stimulus subjectively shapes and characterizes our perceptions of our very malleable sense of self. We can see that with just a scan of our global cultural and philosophical landscape, that our transcultural views of self varies, and within each variation, there is a selective proof to justify our underlying beliefs. The Cartesian model of who we are, that is, a complete separation of body and mind, rendering the mind supreme and the body its appendage, is an integral part of the global socio-economic landscape that we live in. Surely the above presents a limited view of what it is to be human. What of the emergent properties of the interconnection of mind and body? The danger of experiments being carried out on the human genome under the guise of serving the greater good and the disregard for the intelligence of the process of life itself cannot be overstated. The Cartesian mechanistic view of life, whilst a static closed system view of life, which we now know to be incorrect, predominates current human development. The Cartesian view, paired with economy, has produced a model of life which quantifies and, by extension, commodifies everything, including our minds, disease, emotions, other people, other animals, our natural environment, our sense of self, our rights, and our basic human needs. It has created within our collective humanity a limited over awareness of the most limited aspects of our human beingness. We are rarely, in the Cartesian paradigm, able to conceive of ways of knowing the world, ourselves, and each other that are outside what we experience as our minds. Mind is predominantly defined as a computational system that we can manipulate and or exchange with silicone parts. Biotechnology takes us further and weaves in organic matter, accelerating our construction of life according to our limited view of the same. If we only use but a few of our human faculties, we are bound to characterize ourselves as such. Furthermore, we reduce ourselves to our simplest possible forms. In the Cartesian materialist domain, we lack the complexity that is the true expression of our human nature. That is, as an emergent property of the process of life itself, not separate from, but part of, emergent from all life on this planet. The evolved, complex, interconnected, and interdependent energy patterns which characterize what we understand as human in the predominant worldview are reduced to and equated with the electrical impulses through a human constructed machine. Machine learning is equated with human biological systems learning and machine intelligence compared as if founded on equal footing and found superior based on a few superficial criteria. We value quantity and speed above deliberate and focused awareness, above quality and the savoring of experiences and relationships over what it means to develop consciousness through embodiment. Whilst AI has its place as a very useful tool, it should not be equated with nor compared to in any way what can be experienced through the evolution of a biological organism, which is always part of an hyper complex, interconnected, interdependent, and highly intelligent web of life, and its evolution influenced by the same. If you consider for a moment that we have evolved from bacteria and our genome further shaped, built by viruses over millennia, which in turn were shaped and influenced by the natural environment, etc., you can understand why there is just no comparison to be made. Not to mention that the process is ongoing. All life is process. We forget that machine learning is based on the gathering of human collected and imputed information, filtered through our mental processes, and already limited because it is based only on what can be expressed in words, numbers, sounds, and images. It is quantitative, the dataization of everything. All of these are merely ways in which we try to distill and communicate experience. They are symbolic representations, not truth, symbols of humanity, symbols of particular peoples, cultures, experiences, and interpretations of reality, and select information about the conditions of our living environments. What results is the reinterpretation in abstraction of imputed data. It is not real life, it merely points to it. Do you notice that your senses, your subjective experience, is based on what you pay attention to? Should you become less engaged in material pursuits and identification with the same, or less concerned with experiencing a limited number of biochemical responses, like the dopamine rush that comes with activities we associate with sensory pleasure? Do you think that perhaps you would expand your awareness and experience of yourself and by extension, your human beingness? We have eradicated so much ancient and indigenous wisdom about living in awareness of our connection with the entire organism that is this planet. Think for a moment about that. Can you allow yourself to contemplate that perhaps there are other ways of seeing, knowing, doing, and being that you have yet to bring your awareness to and experience? We cannot teach that. We cannot upload that. We cannot manufacture that. Before you agree that you are a machine, explore the expansiveness of what it means to be human, living in a living organism. Really surrender to that process. Take the leap. Thanks as always for your patience, for spending time with me, and take care.